How's it going, guys? Have you ever been on Facebook and seen a Karen leave a really nasty review to a restaurant or a business? And they're just complaining about the most petty things. Well, that's what r/KarenReviews is going to all be about. So why don't you jump onto the subreddit, link below, and if you see a Karen online leaving a review like these, why don't you submit it to the subreddit for that sweet, sweet karma. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell, and let's jump straight into these Karen reviews. My coworker went to Redacted in Redacted. She ordered the Mexican hot chocolate blended ice drink, and when she received it, she noticed it was lighter. And when she tasted it, she noticed it tasted different. She asked why it tasted different and was informed that the recipe was changed. She is very displeased that the recipe was changed and is upset at the fact that the change was not indicated anywhere in the store or menu. If she would have known about the change, she would not have ordered it in the first place. Please correct this. And really, 1 star for the change? It's weird that she wasn't even the one who made the order, it was her coworker. Her coworker was probably the friend that was like, it's no big deal, don't worry, don't. And she's like, no, this is a big deal. You better complain. I'm leaving a review, 1 star review on Facebook. That's my revenge. Now here's a crazy idea. Maybe they made the change because more people like the new recipe? Yeah, it sucks that you're in the minority, but you know, that's bound to happen now and then. I'm sure if you explain the situation, you'd be able to get a refund. But no, a 1 star Karen review. That makes much more sense. Just came here with my family to get drinks before we go look at Christmas lights. We ordered it was like 6 p.m. Asked for extra cups because I was going to give my kids some. The guys that helped us at the first window said he could give us 3. I asked for 1 more. He then said he could only give 1 per drink. Since I bought 3, that's 3 cups. I said, okay, thank you. He asked us to go to the next window and some lady came up with our drinks and I then asked for the 3 extra cups. She replied with, I'm not giving you cups. I could charge you for each cup. Like what? She had a bad attitude, was very rude, and rolling her eye. Apparently not her eyes. She just rolled 1 eye. I don't know if that's she had like a glass eye and she rolled the 1 good eye, or she somehow was able to just move 1, but whatever. We will never go back to that one, and I usually go there because I leave close. You leave close, huh? Should have stuck with Starbucks. All caps Starbucks. That's the new official logo. Is she going there for the extra cups or is she going there for the coffee? Because usually that's why people will go to a cafe, is for the coffee. I called with a seriously 10-second question and I was put on hold for 15 minutes. I had to eventually hang up since I really don't have the time to stay on hold for that long. If they would have taken the time to at least ask what I was going to call about before they forgot about my call, it would have seriously taken 30 seconds. I'm fuming right now. Edit. I ended up going anyway because my boyfriend really wanted a hot dog. I thought maybe they were busy and that's why I was on hold forever. Nope, only 1's there. Then $14 for 2 average hot dogs and 2 pops. So not worth it. The pizza itself is great, and they've been a favorite of ours for many years, so it saddens me to leave a negative review here. I'm sure it does. However, after getting my order wrong the last 4 times I called for delivery, I feel I must warn folks. Oh well, thank you. Thank you, our savior, for warning us about the bad delivery. Specifically women. Specifically women, since there is never an issue when my husband calls. Very suspicious. I can only conclude that people who work there are unaccustomed to listening to women. I have often heard them laughing and joking with each other while I was attempting to give my order. I'm pretty sure you're just paranoid, but you know. In the past, I've called about the mistakes and management has made an effort to make it right, but it's just not worth the trouble anymore. Oh, your life is so hard. You order pizza when you don't want to hassle, right? I order pizza when I feel like pizza. If I don't want to hassle, I'm making 2-minute noodles. So the last time was the last time. We'll take our business elsewhere. Sure, their pizza is good, but it's not that good. You know, just casually suggesting that his pizza place discriminates against women. No big deal. If you heard them laughing and joking while you were attempting to make your order, my guess is that there's more to the story here. My guess is that you're probably a very difficult customer. And the way that you were probably making your order and making some stupid complaint for the 80th time, their laughter was the only way way to keep their sanity. Y'all, I come here regularly, like twice or more a month. Since when is twice a month regular? I have a standard order, an atypical drink, multiple bartenders, Ricky, Ava, Mary, Anda, etc. know me. So I came in on my birthday and one of the bartenders I know bought me a birthday drink. Lucky me, right? Wrong. This chick, Lisa, decided that there were no free drinks at all and blamed it on her manager with a super strict policy. She was so incredibly rude and snotty about it that I stopped going in for a while. Sounds like they had a really hard time without you. I even call back to check if she's on because of that night. I've gotten free drinks for my birthday for years at this point, and I always tip extra to cover it anyway. If you're tipping extra to basically pay for it, then just tip what you normally do. Problem solved? It's more the thought than the actual $2 drink. So, guys, this is an amazing place filled with cheap, wonderful food, fantastic cheap drinks, and one really awful, terrible, horrible waitress slash bartender named Lisa. Avoid Lisa, and I guarantee a good time. Poor Lisa. Lisa is the worst though. Just saying. I've actually walked in and right the F back out because she was behind the bar. Anyone else is awesome though. Worth checking out. Okay, how much of a child do you have to be to go into a bar, but because there's a waitress that you don't like, you've made all the effort to go there, but then you leave just because they're there? You were getting free drinks for years, but maybe that was against the policy of the bar? Like maybe they were doing the wrong thing the whole time? Lisa's just there one night, just doing her job, and it's like this chick starts freaking out at her. I'm sure if you never attend this bar again, they're gonna really miss your twice a month visit. Spent my birthday here, was definitely disappointed. They didn't acknowledge my birthday or grat the dessert. The menu was small, which is usually okay when you have a good selection, but the menu didn't even feel French. The server was seriously lackluster and didn't even comment on the fact that I did not drink more than a sip. I asked the server if my meal had onions in it, and he said he would make sure it didn't, but my meal was full of onions. Enough that my side plate had a little pile of them. I'm just trying to imagine this pile of onions and just they're freaking out like, what is all these onions? I said no onions. Just go up and complain. Just tell them straight away, wait, yo, I asked for no onions. Bummed that this is where I chose for my birthday. My company was all that made the dinner worthwhile. Oh, woe is me. All I have going for me in my life is nice friends and family that are willing to spend time with me on my birthday. Everyone wants to have a nice birthday dinner out, but if you're not 12 anymore, chances are the restaurant probably doesn't care that it's your birthday, especially if that's not their thing that they do. And if it is a thing they do, then you should have just told them it's your birthday. This review is for the redacted street location in Redacted, because my previous review on that page was deleted promptly after it was left, within 10 minutes. I have never had a worse experience in a restaurant. The manager, John, yeah, if that is his real name, would not give his last name, was as insincere and unapologetic as could be. We literally left a $20 tip on a $45 tab, and they could not be bothered with our present. Wait, don't you normally leave the tip after you get the service? Why did you leave such a large tip? The manager came over numerous times trying to give us a hint that we needed to leave over and over again. I will add, we were not there an extended or excessive amount of time, and that there were only 2 of us at a 2-seat table. The manager exudes an arrogance I've never seen before in my life. He literally thought he was untouchable and followed us out of the restaurant, making a scene as he went. I will be leaving a scathing review on Yelp. Oh man, you sure showed him. As well. See, not just targeting Facebook, but also getting them on Yelp. Ouch! I would very much appreciate contact from the owner of this establishment. What has happened this morning was completely unacceptable. My friend is literally here from New York for a few more hours, and this was the only opportunity we had to see each other before she left. And this is how we got treated. I will add that I've never been to this restaurant before either. This was a first experience for me. Oh, but wait, she's not done. There's a part 2. Just got off the phone with the owner of this establishment. Needless to say, several excuses were made for the actions of this manager. I guess I'm not surprised. I'll be taking the entire story And believe me, it is quite interesting to Yelp. Thank you for wasting my time. Your manager is atrocious and unprofessional and should be fired. This is ultimate Karen level. Not only do they want to see the manager, they want to get the manager fired. It is not acceptable for him to shake or put his hands on anybody or act the way he did. Okay, that if he's putting hands on people, maybe he should be fired. I would highly recommend Redacted. Better food and service, totally worth the wait, and they don't rush you out of the restaurant for any reason. If you have a time limit on how long your patrons can stay at the restaurant, it should be posted at the door. It's not uncommon for a restaurant at all to try and shoo you out the door, because unless you're continually ordering food or drinks, you're taking up a space that somebody else could be eating at. You just know that this is the same kind of person that if they went there and all the tables were full, they would be raging and complaining and leaving Yelp reviews about that instead. Alright, we've got an essay, boys, so let's do this. What happens when you give a limited list of entrees to toddlers to create a menu? You get the offerings at this restaurant. Entrees paired with ingredients that should never exist on the same plate, much less be paired with the entree listed. A mound of fried bologna in a questionable sauce? Oysters covered with toppings used on Chicago hot dogs? Octopus corn dog? Really? The only item I could eat were the oysters minus the Chicago hot dog toppings. The oysters were small but palatable, but someone needs to learn how to shuck them. Every one I ate had multiple pieces of broken shell in them. I might have made a meal of them, but at $3 per oyster and a minimum order of 6, that was not an option, especially for an appetizer. The restaurant is extremely small and loud due to the dance club level of music blasting through the speakers. Hey, maybe this person was eating at a dance club, I don't know. We were seated at a small table for 4, but had to shout across the table just to carry on our conversation. Isn't that something if you walked into the restaurant you know immediately, maybe let's not eat here, I can hardly hear anything. Plus we could barely hear any of the waiter's descriptions of the menu items. I will note our waiter did go out of his way to help explain the menu, but nothing could alter the fact that once explained, the description only served to ruin my appetite rather than whet it. This was supposed to be a celebration dinner, and it was ruined for me because of the only thing I could find remotely edible were the oysters, those blessed oysters. After my companion's entree and sides arrived, I was very glad that I had not ordered anything else to eat. You don't think that a filet mignon and a New York strip steak would be bad choices, but the weird ingredients slathered all over what should have been flavorful cuts of meat only proved my point. Just because you can combine these ingredients doesn't mean you should. We've got a freaking Gordon Ramsay over here. In the interest of full disclosure, I did try a bite of my son's New York strip steak. Oh, well, thank you for disclosing that. I don't know how I could have trusted you if you didn't disclose that. Minus the tomato pesto topping. It tasted like any other steak I could have got at any mid-range steakhouse. Okay, so what else do you expect? It was a steak. I also tried a bite of my friend's filet mignon too, but it just tasted like the steaks I used to get at a restaurant in my childhood. Man, what a terrible restaurant helping this woman relive her childhood memories of eating steak. I had hoped they could redeem themselves with dessert, but I was wrong. I ordered the baklava dessert, which was described as having pistachios, toasted honey, sesame, and meringue. Nowhere on the menu or in the waiter's description was it mentioned that it came wrapped around a huge scoop of vanilla ice cream. Unfortunately, I'm lactose intolerant, and the whole thing ended up going to waste because by the time dessert arrived, the restaurant was closing, so I just had it boxed up to go. Otherwise, I would have returned it and have it removed from my bill. I know the menu changes frequently, but I, for one, will not return to spend another painful 2 hours trying to find something remotely edible on an extremely limited menu. But wait, if it's a limited menu, you should be able to find something quickly because there aren't many choices. It should be a warning that the drink menu is twice the size of the dinner menu. Not enough choices for the meals. Too many choices for the drinks. You just can't please some people. I felt that this restaurant was a version of the old story, The Emperor's New Clothes. Please tell me why. It seems that most of the reviews of this restaurant are so anxious to buy into the hype that they're reluctant to point out the restaurant's very obvious shortcomings. Yes, it's... Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong. So please do yourself a favor and skip this restaurant. Your palate and your wallet will thank you, as neither the venue nor the menu warrant your time or your money.
The atmosphere and the location are absolutely subpar, while the prices, both for the food and the cocktails, are wholly unrealistic. I wanted to treat my companions to an enjoyable meal, but for $350, okay, $350 is quite a lot, we could have dined royally, royally, and more enjoyably at any other establishment Detroit venue.
Yes, Detroit, known for its royal fine dining.
In the interest of fairness, however, my companions did say they enjoyed their meal, which for me was the only saving grace of the evening.
So everyone had a nice time except for you, and you're like, alright, let's cause some trouble.
Let's write a freaking essay on this guy's Yelp.
Alright guys, I hope you liked this first episode of Karen Reviews. Don't forget to go to the subreddit r/KarenReviews, and if you find any funny reviews like this left by a Karen on either Facebook or Yelp, take a screenshot, don't forget to blur any private information, and share it with all of us, and it might even make it on this show. Alright, salute and God bless to all you Voicey veterans out there, you're doing good work. And maybe your dad isn't proud of you, but I am.